Hi, this is Eric Kampmann with Chuck Davis, and we're talking about The Bold Christian, his new book coming out in early 2016. Chuck, in the next section of the book, you quote from Matthew 6:33, which is in the Sermon on the Mount, and Jesus says, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." And then you say, however, this assumption does not fit the context Jesus brackets, the passage on worry, with two clear teachings about bold prayer, where we are commanded to ask boldly for kingdom benefits to come. When we understand our spiritual authority, it brings the asking into the larger context of restoring God's kingdom to our world. What I like about that is you're putting an individual believer into the context of the restoration project that Jesus came into the world.
Yeah. Well, this is Jesus' invitation, is to seek first the kingdom of God. Make that your first pursuit, and then there are other pursuits that follow up that align up to that. The reality of those other pursuits is, if you pursue them primarily, you'll never get the kingdom of God. But if you'll pursue the kingdom of God, when you do get these other pursuits, they come into a line, you'll fully have them, because they won't be idolatrous to you. They won't be things that take you out of your, things that take you out of your design to be a part of God's restoration project. So an example is, a big idol in our area is family. I mean, parents pour so much effort in creating the perfect kids. Thousands of dollars of education and making sure all of the health things are lined up and the right foods, and you put them in every program because you got to perfectly design every aspect of what they're becoming. Now, none of those things in themselves are bad. Giving our kids good nutrition, education, letting them have an outlet through athletics. But when we become consumed with them, we're seeking first that. We end up missing some of the better things that God has for us and our kids in the journey. And so Jesus gives us a chance to make things right, and those other things will come back to us. I feel blessed that God gave me this message early, and I didn't live with the performance anxiety of making my kids into a perfect example out into the world, but to breathe God's kingdom into them and watch them now choose to flourish in that kingdom.
It's funny because really by focusing on the kingdom that Jesus talks about in the Sermon on the Mount, it just reminds me as a leader in my company and therefore a leader in business, how hard it is to keep focus on the right things. One thing in my company is essentially we are a sales company. You could call us a publishing company, that's an aspect of it. You could call us a distribution company. But at the heart of who we are and who I am, it's a sales company. But I have lost sight of that so many times because I don't want to be known as a salesperson. I want to be known as this, that, or the other thing. And I change my focus from the thing that will move me forward to things that are basically sidetracks and things that could easily get you lost if you pursue them. It's just a hard thing to manage in that part of one's life. And I think in the Christian context, to have the kingdom pursuit in front of you, I think, is so eye-opening and so refreshing to hear, quite frankly.
And we need it in the church.
Right, exactly.
As a pastor, I'm not leading us to this wonderful institution, kind of the Christian country club, where we're all just kind of luxuriating in God's love. No, we are ambassadors of the kingdom of God. God has brought us together purposefully to announce His kingdom and to demonstrate His kingdom in the world in which we live.
This is Eric Kampmann with Chuck Davis, and we've been talking about Chuck's book, The Bold Christian, which comes out in early 2016. Have a great day.